Welcome to episode 1 of our Carolina Panthers franchise here on Madden 26. Today we're going to be starting the long rebuild process of a very historic franchise. Now, the reason why I say very historic is if you weren't aware, last season they actually broke an NFL record. They broke the record held by the 1981 Colts for the most points allowed in a single season with 533 points. They broke that by one singular point. Somebody could have blocked a field goal. Just a single field goal. Of course, it's a little different because this was a 17-game season compared to that 16-game, but regardless, that is still a 31.4 points per game average, which is one of the highest we have seen in recent years. Of course, the main reason for that, there was a lot of injuries. Now, not just that, but the pass rush itself did struggle. Of course, having Derrick Brown there would have absolutely helped, but it doesn't really matter because at the end of the day, it was a doomed team start to finish, no matter how you look at it. You look at the offensive side of the ball, the offensive line, it didn't quite work out the way they were hoping to when they overhauled the hell out of it with a ton of very expensive names, but it was still an improvement. However, Bryce Young and that offense still struggled. The one glaring positive note about this team was that they actually ran the ball pretty damn well, and of course, that is going to probably be a decent focal point for us in this rebuild as we try to rebuild that passing attack. Hopefully, you will join me on this long journey, which of course will feature, multiple games per episode, probably aiming at 3 to 4 per episode. And of course, if you want to see episode 2 tomorrow, 500 likes will be the goal, which I think you guys can absolutely easily hit. While you're down there, maybe subscribe, maybe hit the notification bell if you haven't already. But let's begin. Of course, the big thing this year is that the coaches are a very big factor for your development of your team and just boosts for game-to-game situations. Of course, you have the offensive guru, the defensive guru, and the development wizard. I do like developing more than anything. I know you have that personnel development, but personally, I am a development guru more than anything. I don't know what the hell I'm doing on offense or defense, let's be real. Why do we look like the muscular lesbian character in a superhero movie, by the way? Now it looks like Brokeback Mountain. What are these choices? All right, we have created our head coach. These are going to be just a quick run of the settings we're going to be sitting on. All Madden base for the moment. We're also, of course, going to be turning off the pre-order bonus. We don't want any of that business. And of course, I do have tutorial tips on because there is a lot of new stuff this year, so we're going to have that available to us. First things first, though, we absolutely need to get all this crap off my screen. We absolutely need to take a look at the roster we're working with. So, of course, they're giving me too many tooltips. This is what the offense looks like. Of course, you have Adam Thielen, you have Jeromepkr, who's probably going to be our wide receiver 1/2, and then you have Xavier Legette, who's probably going to be sitting in the 3 spot, but I think he'll be able to make a comeback, maybe even make significant progress this season. I mean, the dude's a fighter, okay? He's a fighter. Anyways, looking at the rest of the team, of course, the offensive line, it's actually not terrible. You do have some expensive names. The big concern is that these guys are on the older side, especially guys like Damian Lewis, so their progression might be a little limited. Not saying we're going to be looking to replace them right away. I'm turning all that crap off, let's be real. But at 28 years old, I can't imagine he's going to progress much higher than where he's at. Of course, one of the big things with this team last year, like we said, was they actually ran run block very well. Very well. So, of course, you're going to expect some pretty good run blocking as, again, they had a decent run game. The pass game, not so much. A little bit of multiple factors, but still not so much. And as you can see there, pass block finesse, especially from the guards, not looking so good. However, looking at those running backs, like we talked about, Chuba Hubbard, Dowdle, and then Jonathan Brooks, who obviously did not get to play much, really at all, in his rookie year. Gonna try to get him some snaps this season. Him and Chuba Hubbard going to be that 1-2 punch that hopefully opens up the door in the pass game. Of course, Chuba Hubbard came on strong last year, just sort of out of nowhere, and obviously is the number 1 back for this team going forward. 26 years old, so should have still so many years left in his prime. Adam Thielen, would like to see how good he still is in his older age. Definitely look to replace him, but as of right now, he is still a very serviceable wide receiver, so they don't see this guy as a rotational, morale-boosting support guy. he is one of the number one guys on this team, arguably the number one, even though we are propping up, hopefully, Jeromepkr to be that true number one of this team. As of right now, I think he will start with the wide receiver 2 position. Of course, we're going to be playing the 3 preseason games today to decide how this roster is going to look to start week 1. Don't want to do any more than just those 3 preseason games because I do want to keep this short enough to not scare everyone away with how long it is. I know that feeling, let me tell you. But Xavier Legette, 24 years old already, didn't really show a whole lot in his rookie year, but here in his sophomore season, might be able to build up, turn that into at least a serviceable year. As far as our quarterback goes, this is the main man, hopefully leading us to glory, Mr. Bryce Young. Of course, a little bit on the shorter side. Throw power is not the best. Accuracy is not bad, though, and obviously he's got a little bit of speed. We'll have to see exactly how that works out with, of course, some of those limitations like we talked about, the height and that throw power lackage. We also do have wide receiver 4, Jalen Coker. There is a lot of young wide receivers on this team that are going to have their chance in preseason to prove they deserve to be in this starting lineup over someone else. Of course, we're going to have to get into that here in a moment, but the final kind of position, we're going to be looking at the tight end spot. Mr. Sanders, not the most athletic guy in the world, but he is young, so there's a lot to mold there. 83 speed, 90 XL. You can just about get away with that. Of course, a guy that we're going to have to put a bit of extra work in to develop. As you can see, he's the 53rd ranked tight end. That is worse than many teams' backups, to put that into perspective. Now we look at the defensive side of the ball where apparently Derek Brown's a 99 overall. I thought that was a graphical glitch on the front page, but apparently not. Apparently he is actually a 99 overall. Now, where is that coming from? I think it's the awareness, the play rec, and the tackle and stuff like that, because you look at those other ratings, while the strength is high and the block shed is high, he only has a 83 power move. So this is going to be a guy that, sure, he'll defend the run well, but that pass rush is not going to be existing very much. These are the abilities. Interior threat. Defenders with this ability use faster, more dominant pass rush moves while rushing from the interior of the defensive line. Unpredictable, which makes them less likely to increase their blockers' resistance bars when they fail or when they win, apparently. And then Swim Club, which I don't know why he'd have Swim Club as a power guy, but hey, the more the merrier. But yeah, looking at the rest of the defense, you can see a lot of normal dev, but where you don't have normal dev is at this edge. You can see that they had to blur out Oman Mielen's his beanie, if you will, and yeah, he's looking pretty happy. Scorton's looking pretty happy too. These are the guys that we're expecting to be the starters here on the edge. Of course, addition of Trayvon Merrick is definitely welcome, as this is a safety unit that is also pretty weak. Cornerback J.C. Horn, assuming he can avoid those injuries, is definitely looking to be one of our top guys as well. And then I would say at the will linebacker spot, Trevin Wallace is likely to win that as well. There's some youth on this team, but there is also still a lot to be desired. We are going to take a look at some of these rookies, though, real quick, just to see what we're working with, see how far they have to go, which I think will be far, but it shouldn't be the worst thing in the world. Of course, not the most athletic guy in the world with Nick Scorton, but 76 finesse, 74 block shed, just fast enough. A guy with a very high ceiling. Then, of course, on the other side, you have Princely Oman Mielen, 23 years old already, but just the same pretty much for the speed. Little bit better in the finesse and block shed department. Both these guys definitely have a very good chance to develop into stars in this league, and we're going to be paying a close eye on them in preseason and, of course, in the off-season training camp stuff in general. But as far as the team goes, that's pretty much all we need to know about the guys as it is. The kicker, the punter, they're not the best, definitely not the best. Look to improve them as well, but yes, we do have a couple of players that we're hoping can be cornerstone for the future, but also a lot still to develop. Speaking of development, we will be doing that in a moment when we head into training camp. First things first, though, we have a bunch of different storylines we want to take care of. Coach interview, we're going to be giving the introductory interview to the players, as of course, we're a brand new guy coming into this building. We've barely even met any of these guys. Of course, we look so young, dude. Either way, Coach, a big reason you were hired was your ability to develop talent and get the most out of players. What area will you focus on most? Training camp, focus players, developing the quarterback, finding scheme fits. Well, I mean, literally first? Yeah, the training camp. We're literally 7 years old. Shifting onto the field, which side of the ball will you identify your identity shine through most? I would say offense, because there's a little bit more to work with there. Say the running backs. Those are the guys that they're already looking pretty damn good right now. We also have angry runner ability awarded. But I want to be a tough team, and I think you'll see that in how hard our guys, specifically the running backs, run with the ball. Lastly, coach, what will you give... Well, we'll give you an advantage over other coaches in this league. We have deep pockets, and we're paying everyone off. I would say scouting prospects, right? Give me a shield finder. There you go. Drafting well is the key to long-term success. We know nothing about that here in Carolina. We're going to find the right guys in those rounds where other teams can't. Thanks, everyone. I'm really excited for this team, and go Panthers. We now got to go talk to the trainer as we have team health. Harold Lloyd wanted to discuss managing player health for the upcoming season. As players start to take punishment during the game, that wear will cause their health start to diminish. That wear will cause their health start. Okay. Attributes may be affected and injuries more likely to occur. Got it. Thanks, I'll provide more attention on that wear and tear during the game. Where do you fit in? Where do you fit in? Are we basically saying, why do we still have you on the team? I don't know why we're paying your salary. Focus on the player's health during games or their week-to-week recovery. New abilities can unlock or improve over time and can be changed week to week. Let us know the plan during the next weekly strategy. Thanks, Harold. Thanks, Harry. All right, now we have a position battle. Who the hell's battling? Tight end? Can't be anything other than tight end. Maybe edge? Who's here? Rico Dowdle. Yeah, your place is third. I'd like a chance to start this year. What do you think? We'll talk. We'll talk after preseason, okay? It's too early to make a call like that. Uh-oh. We're literally younger than this guy. Take advantage of your reps through preseason and come back in the final week. We'll talk then. What is he going to say? What is Dowdle going to say? Got it. Just wanted to make my intentions known. As we already see that Jonathan Brooks, anyways, not Brandon Walton. Don't care about that guy. I mean, we love everyone on this team equally. Promise. Everyone gets a chance. You know, Rico Dowdle, I told him, after preseason, we'll get back to him. He has a chance to be the starter. He really doesn't, but juke 1, spin 2, break tackle 1. But before we head to preseason against another fellow garbage team right now, at least, we have training camp, which, of course, there is a few of these things, which kicking ones, we'll see. Okay, we'll see. We're going to start with pocket presence. I'm terrible at the bucket drop, so we're going to start with Bryce Young, pocket presence. I don't think you're going to want to see all of this, but we'll show you just a little bit here and there. As, look at that. I mean, the first one's a bullseye. What do you want from us? All right, we at least got silver. I don't think we're going to hit gold, especially with how long it's taking. One more. I hate you. Whoever's putting these targets up in the middle of thin air has got to do better and be faster. We do get the silver with Bryce Young. It gives you the skill point. That's all that really matters. And, of course, for the rushing attack one, I don't even know if this one even works. Dowdle's playing fullback. Hey, he wanted to be a starter. That kind of counts. Starting fullback is pretty sick. That's a sweet roll. All right, it wasn't the best of starts, but we have found our stride and looking like we might actually hit the gold here with Chuba Hubbard. And don't touch us. Don't you dare touch us. We are like a yard away. Don't even probably need the touchdown. And there you go. We got a gold, baby. 75,000 points. We get the gold. Are we going to get a dev up? I wonder if that even still exists. We get the free skill point for sure. Give us some yards or XP. They do. They do not give us a dev up. Bucket drop. I'll do that on my own with Andy Dalton, but you do not need to see it. It is going to be disgusting. Of course, you do get this 2 skill points with it, but that's because it's so damn hard. It's going to be an absolute nightmare disaster, and trust me, you do not want to see that. You got to close your eyes. And here we go with the wide... Oh, my lord. Okay. The wide receiver drill, the red zone threat. I mean, I know that Bryce doesn't have that strong of an arm, but I thought he had a little bit stronger than that, no? And he will throw that to the moon again. Moon landing was faked. It was faked by Bryce Young. I mean, that's going to be tough. Yeah. Really big L there. We're not going to be able to get that. It's just simply a known bug right now. And we are kind of screwed. We do get the 2000 XP, though. Now on to the Pocket Protector one. One that you think is easy, but if you're not careful, you can absolutely mess this up. You'd think that giant ball would be easy to see. That is what she said. But sometimes it just... The depth and perception, man, it'll get you. It will absolutely get you. And we're heating up right now. We actually have a pretty insane score line going here. We could get more if we got that extra one, but I'm not going to risk it. Cutting in a little close right now. We did get the gold. Now I'm risking it. Oh, there's no way. You're taking one, Bryce. Damn! I just killed him! I'm so sorry. I was just messing around. They're never going to let us hang out with Bryce ever again. We did miss that bonus, to be fair. Always got to be careful of these spinnies. They will send you to the moon. You thought what happened to Bryce? Oh my god. Let me... Oh my god! Okay, we got the silver, which as long as you get the free skill point, that's all that matters. 500 XP, yeah, it sucks. Yeah, I'll take the max, but give me the free skill point, I'm happy. His linebacking unit is strugglesome. Where is John Beeson when you need him? That's all I can say. And then we, of course, have to go against Chuba Hubbard. Even though these are tackling dummy, like blocking dummy sleds thingies. Yeah, I know ball, okay? They're still going to block pretty well. They're all number 5, but they're number 1 in my heart. And I don't know what happened. 1 minute, we were about to lose with a normal dev, and then just out of the blue, it just it started over. And it must have been a miracle. And here we are with a gold all of a sudden. And man, if all the guys get a free dev up, he would have been the nicest because he is such a low overall with normal. Oh my god. We're dead. Those ankles. Like, please return them back to my possessions. Oh my god, I've done it. I've got a silver. It's not even a gold, but this one is making me lose my mind so much. To even get silver is literally a miracle. You thought the DB battle was bad before, and it was hard before. Oh my lord, it's so hard right now. Right now we're doing the kicking one, which apparently there's like 2 guys on this team that are like decent kickers, so I guess we're giving a shot to 2 different kickers this year, at least in preseason. We have a chance to clutch up. Please. I just want silver. Please hit this. Oh no. Yes! We are settling for second best. Let's go. We just need the bronze, man, so we can get out of here. Give it. Give it. Oh man, if we could have done a few more of those, we could have got silver like we've been consistently hitting. Of course, of all the guys to not get at least a silver for, the 35-year-old punter is not going to make me lose any sleep. We now do have a couple of upgrades before we head into preseason week 1. And I'm not 100% sure exactly what each archetype is going to be like this year, so we're going to just start her off with zone. We need some zones, so I'm going to start her off with zone. That's all I can say. 2 to zone, 1 to man. That's a great upgrade. Juke move's already 90, so can you really do much to get that up? I don't know, but either way, we're going to do this. He's also very close to an 87. He's technically should be 87 overall with the XP he's got there. Juke move, carrying, break tackle. That break tackle does need to get up to 90 plus, so maybe we do shift focus to power back. As far as Bryce Young is concerned, he does need deep accuracy, medium accuracy a little bit. You get that with field general, but more importantly, I'm trying to get that scheme fit, which he's probably got a chance to get. 2 to mid, 2 to under pressure, 2 to play action. It's actually not a bad upgrade. Then we got 2 more players we'll show you here. Princely Uman and then, of course, I think it was Trevin Wallace. Speed rusher for Uman as he is, of course, a finesse guy. Gets +1 to finesse, 2 to tackle, 2 to pursuit, 1 to play rec. That seems more balanced than last year, but who knows? We might get a +5 any minute now. And he does get a block shot, a man coverage, 2 to play rec. Got to get the coverage ratings up, but field general usually is just the way to go at all causes. And here we are for our first game of this series. Technically not an important one, but still a game nonetheless, as we are going to be heading in against the Cleveland Browns here at home. Getting a first look vibe of how this season might go, going against another fellow bad franchise right now. And here we are at Bank of America Stadium in Charlotte, North Carolina. I really like the rivets on the ground. I feel like if you stared at that too long or you spun around a bit, you would definitely get dizzy. Was that Greg Olsen? Greg, what are you doing here still? We wish he was still around, dude. Our tight end position is tough. We will, of course, get a chance to take a look at this team on offense first, as they're going to be kicking the ball off. Trevor Etienne on the return and doing a pretty good job breaking off a tackle to the 30-yard line. Of course, Bryce Young, the biggest story of this team. This team can go, honestly, as far as possible if Bryce Young finally puts it together. Is this the year that, you know what, it's going to click? We got Tedero and McMillan. We got a run game. Is this the year it's going to click? Of course, we're going to be starting out with the starters on offense for this first drive. And we're not going to get a whole lot on the ground as we gain 2 with Chuba Hubbard. I think the plan is going to be 1 full start with the offense, 1 full start with the defense, and then moments for the rest of the game as we get some pretty good blocks here. Chuba Hubbard slipping off of some tackles, gaining 11 yards on the ground. We're going to go with a play-action play here on second down, or first down anyways. Hitting the throw across body, and Sanders catches it for a gain of about 10 or 11 as well. Again, we set it. Set up the pass game by running the ball. And we could have passed it over. There goes Brooks on the play. Great cut move. 11 yards. Looking for the kind of outcut, forcing that in a little bit. Adam Thielen breaks the tackle, falls forward. Gains 8, 3rd and 2. Adam Thielen on the zig. This could be pretty lethal. And pretty good coverage, actually. Over the middle, Tedero and McMillan. Got a lot of high hopes for that wide receiver right there. Coming in clutch on 3rd down. Strong hands, solid route. And that big frame just getting out in front of the defender. Just can't get in front of him. Have ourselves a little spot play. Xavier Leggett is out there. Take the running back. Chuba Hubbard making things count. Breaks the tackle with a juke and is in for the score. Not a bad drive course, kind of slowed down a bit there in the red zone situation, but just took what the defense gave us, throwing it underneath to Chuba Hubbard, and just like that, we have ourselves an offensive drive that leads to points. And here comes the Cleveland Browns. Apparently, Joe Flacco, the projected starting quarterback for the Cleveland Browns here in 2025, is going to get the first team snaps here in game 1 of the preseason. Of course, looking at our defense, I'm already very concerned. And thrown across his body, Joe Flacco finds a wide open man, gaining nearly 20 on the first throw of the game. And stretch to the right. We are way off on that play. And there goes Jerome Ford, breaking off of a tackle to the 35-yard line for 27 yards on the ground. Again, a season ago, the worst rush defense in the entire league, and it's already showing you that this team did not spend enough in the offseason trying to fix that. Quick throw as Joe Flacco is feeling the pressure, hits Ford again, this time through the air for a gain of 5. You already know Joe Flacco, the old man that he is, feeling that hit. Even though he might not have been taken down by it, definitely feeling that hit. Of course, we're not at what a play off the edge by the rookie, but we're not at full strength as, once again, Derek Brown is out with a risk of injury. Just playing it precautionarily. Just a smart decision, of course. And they're going to actually run this ball, and they're going to get most of it. 4th and inches on that 3rd and 5. Cheeky little run, trying to sneak one in on us. We do get the stop, and of course, most of the time you're going to go for this anyways, but in preseason, you'd be crazy not to. Of course, a little bit of a weak-looking front here. We're going to have to run commit with our guys out there. And Joe Flacco at the QB sneak, kind of hitting us with our own medicine a little bit. Of course, as a user standpoint, 2 yards on the sneak. Unbelievable. I don't know if I've ever seen that. That's kind of cool as they gain about 7. Their offense is moving. Feeling pretty good about a run here. We're trying to blitz this on 2nd and 3. Oh, my Lord, they are moving. Uh-oh. This is bad. They do actually hand it off, and wow. Ford pushing through everyone, looking like not Jerome Ford, Jerome Harrison of recent years. Fresh set of downs. Does appear that the backups for both teams are in. Deshaun Watson Little throw underneath to the outside, and will gain about 9. Don't count DJ Wanham out either. Once upon a time for the Vikings. Huge hit, blown up, loss of 3 on 3rd and 1. Showed a little promise. So, you know, there's some up-and-coming guys on this edge rush, this D-line, that hopefully somebody, if not multiple, emerge and try to turn this bad defense, especially in that pass rush department, around. Now facing a 3rd and 12. Andy Dalton out there. Chuba Hubbard's still the starter, by the way. And this is a play we'd probably be looking to run in these situations. Nice stiff arm. One hell of an effort, but will fall short. 4th and 5. And on 3rd and 10, we do see ourselves staring at the offense, trying to convert over the middle. Sean Watson has a lot of time, but will try to run. Probably had a chance to throw to the right side of the field, and thankfully didn't. The offense actually having a pretty good, solid drive here, but stagnating here at the 40-yard line. 3rd and 4. Dump it off to Chuba Hubbard, who you can just tell. That man stays healthy, and you're looking at a difference maker for us. I thought he slapped it. Oh, my Lord. Hickman is begging for it. Chill, my guy. And kind of run out of time here. And from the 7-yard line, 1st and goal, will get the field goal. Again, this is a situation you go for it in a normal game as well, not just preseason where you're testing things out, and we just miss with Ransom. And Wanham's got to chase him down. And of course, there's one thing about Wanham is he's not a straight line runner. And Dylan Sampson, another one of the talented running backs in that backfield, scores a massive touchdown on 4th and inches with a break in containment. We definitely sold there with Lathan Ransom, unfortunately, but that's why you have preseason. You learn to sort these things out. And unfortunately, Andy Dalton throws a pick, leading to the ball going the other way. 3rd and 7 now inside the 10. Got to have the stop. Touchdown puts you in a really tough spot, whereas a field goal, you can definitely turn it around a little bit. Richardson moving around pretty well here. And there goes Watson trying to scramble. Actually gets the edge. Richardson doesn't have an angle, and that will be a touchdown on the run for Jeffrey Epstein. And of course, Chuba Hubbard with a touchdown. I'm not sure why he's still in, but hey, more power to him. 4th and 5. Are they going to go for this? They will not. But you know what? We are going to return this. Trying to get an eye for some of these return specialists as well, as right now, maybe looking at Jimmy Horn as your front runner. Blackshear and Trevor Etienne are on that list as well. What a juke move. Blackshear to the 35-yard line. Nice return. 3rd and 10. Don't want to do too much, but also a touchdown is a lot better than a field goal, obviously. And a lot of time to throw. Gets Horn over the middle for the 1st down. Massive conversion. Unfortunately, though, not going to do much with it. Back in a 3rd and 11 situation. Not far from where they were. Going back to Horn. Hits the throw and caught. But for a 4th and 3 situation, will be forced to kick a field goal. And the Browns made a mistake somewhere. We get another field goal with a short field. No overtime here. Not that it matters. It's preseason. No one plays overtime anymore, as nobody here gets paid enough for that. 23-17. We win our first preseason game. Of course, against a team that is one of the rare teams that might be even worse than we are, which is, of course, saying something. Looking at some of the highlight plays. Big throw to the outside. Chuba Hubbard catches it, cuts upfield, knows what to do with it. That dude looked like he got a swollen head. I know it's the Guardian helm, but damn. Man got stung by 1,000 bees while being allergic. That is crazy. Man's got a really good idea that he's dying to tell someone. Damn, son. And look at the stat line. Andy Dalton, actually, he really killed it. Our quarterbacks in general really killed it, but that one interception is kind of unfortunate. Chuba Hubbard, pretty damn good game. 4.2 yards per carry with a touchdown. Would have loved to see our guys in there a little bit more, but for some reason, Chuba Hubbard just played the entire game. Jimmy Horn, 6 for 58. Chuba Hubbard, 6 for 52 with a touchdown. Again, if we could keep that guy healthy, Chuba Hubbard can be, I wouldn't say one of the surprises of the NFL, because I think people are on notice after last year, but definitely a guy that can sustain that and be like, okay, yeah, maybe I do believe in him. Maybe he is one of the top 10 backs in this league. And we have a bunch of upgrades already. The guys are zooming along, and overall, I actually have the sliders under 100 for most of the positions, because this kind of stuff, especially in the offseason, you just go up so quick. Bryce Young about to be a 77 overall already. And he really hasn't done much. He hasn't really played on the field. He just kind of exists here in practice mode. And then Chuba Hubbard already, 87 overall. Other teams are getting this XP too, but still, I'd like it to be slowed down a little bit. Now, it's going to be a little while since Chuba Hubbard gets another upgrade, but still, even then, he's moving along pretty nicely already. And then obviously we have Jeromepkr, who is a superstar dev trait, in case you weren't aware. Sorry for the spoiler, but he is superstar dev, so definitely continuing to develop him. Medium route, deep route. He's a route runner with hands. That's what we need him to be for us. He just finds a way to get open. So I think Ego Physical. Let's see what, because he's a physical wide receiver. We'll see what we can do with that. And I don't hate that, especially the release. And with that upgrade, he's actually an 80 overall now, which will give him 3 to route running. And then, you know, if it wasn't already spoiled for you, you would have found out literally 30 seconds later. Of course, 3 to short route is pretty nice. He's very good already. Then a couple of upgrades for Trevin Wallace, of all name drops. Did he have a good, the hell, I can't do field general. Oh, is it because he's a different position now? Oh, we have him at, okay, and it was before we had the position switch. He's also, again, looking the wrong way. We'll go with one of each. I think we did pass coverage, right? That's what I wanted to do, at least. But yeah, he's got a lot of potential. He really should be the Mike, but he is athletic, so we'll keep him out there. And then Pritzley, Uman, me, Ellen have seen a lot of him. Not a whole lot of Nick Scorton yet. Suppose the 23-year-old rookie probably needs just a little bit more focus anyways. 2 to finesse, 2 to power. Pretty good upgrade. Not quite the upgrade we've seen in the past. That, however, is one of them. So they have not changed that, apparently. Finesse is still seemingly very strong. Of course, one of the big changes somewhat recently in the league is very nice, is that we don't have to cut players until the very end, which is nice. As far as loadout progress goes, pass for 300 yards in a game 2 times. We get shot play sheet. Of course, we didn't get that. It's preseason. It's going to be very hard to do that. We do get ability slot. We do get play sheet unlocked. No? Okay, well, here's our camp counselor thing, which, of course, gives us more rookie snaps and training camp XP. Tier 3, which it is right now, you get 4x training boost from training camp minigames. And then obviously we have a couple of other ones here as well. Broken tackles on screens and stuff. Both are the tier 1 variant, so not the strongest, but they're good enough nonetheless. Let's go into that weekly strategy where I don't think we're going to be changing anything just yet. Reduce the benchmark for a player to be probable by 3%. Well, we choose benchmark, right? I mean, we need wear and tear stuff, though, don't we? Tier 2 scout. I guess you don't really need that right now. How do you have to, like, go in and change it. How do I change this? Oh, you can put 2 on defensive, and we have it. That's fine. That's fine. We need more help on defense anyways. We will confirm and advance. And again, I think, well, first things first. Let's always do half, I think. Wait, what was the custom? Oh, crap, I ruined it. How do I, yeah, and on just players, like, if you got a hurt ankle or you're resting your ass. And then, of course, Derek Brown, I want him to actually play, so... Okay, confirm, move to the defensive side of the ball. It says that Derek Brown's fine. Oh, he's resting anyways. Okay, I was about to say, let's rest him. And that looks good to me. So the results, we got a bunch of XP. Any... Oh, my lord, no injury will play. So a lot of these guys still got affected. I get it. You do get injuries from practicing and whatnot, but it is, like, it's so much effort to, like, make sure every single person's fine and okay. So we'll see. Oh, Tyler Algier also traded to the Falcons. Wait, no, not to the Falcons. From the Falcons. He joins the Browns. They have a really good running back unit. They didn't like what they seen, apparently. Christian Wilkins is a Texan. Isaiah Likely on the block as well. That's a guy that we could potentially target as well. So we'll definitely have to keep an eye on that if he's still around. Let's take a look if we had any upgrades before we go into preseason game number 2. And sort of, kind of, you don't care. Oh, Ryan Fitzgerald gets a +1 to kick power. Trying to separate himself from the pack. And by pack, I mean him and one other kicker. On to game 2 on the road. The Houston Texans will be the host of this game at NRG Stadium, of course. Will they be starting brand new edition Christian Wilkins or not? Really hope not. I've heard some things, and I am not interested in what he's putting down, let me tell you. I will say, though, that is an extremely scary-looking defensive line right now. With him added to that front, Daniil Hunter and Will Anderson along with him as they will return the ball to the 26-yard line. C.J. Stroud comes out onto the field. Of course, these two teams sort of linked together between pick 1 and pick 2, and obviously last year C.J. Stroud not quite the season that he was hoping to have after that very good rookie campaign, but you definitely know the talent's there. There's some off things with the injuries of that team, and you expect him to get right back to where he left off here in season number 3. Of course, I don't love the shadow effect. I would hate to be the safety as they're going to find some room to the outside. We get a great little hit on Joe Mixon. Mind you, this team also does have Nick Chubb. How long will he stay healthy? Who knows? But definitely a very good running back unit, and I keep forgetting about the damn QB sneak as they sneak in for that first down. Keep forgetting about the short yardage situations. We gotta dial it in, man. We're going through the motions on these 3rd and inches, and we're just giving up freebies to the outside. Joe Mixon gains about 4. 3 receivers out, but I feel with this offensive line, the status of their offensive line, we should be able to get in there before they can get anything going. And we are almost correct, but Nico Collins with a big gainer to the 42-yard line. One of the league's best wide receivers. That guy is a problem. Huge frame, huge speed. Not going to get that speed from Tetairoa-McMillan, but I would love for McMillan to be slowly come exactly like him. And I really got to speed that phrase up because that sounded very sus for a moment. From the 42-yard line, going to step up with Trevin Wallace. We chase him down from the backside, sort of, and he gets nothing. Little motion. And free rush over the middle, found Nico Collins in stride to the 15. Stroud throwing in stride. Out there is Ransom. One-on-one, does a great job. And Mixon, super hit or miss so far as Trevin Wallace goes down. By far, in my opinion, our best linebacker without a doubt, and he is injured. Definitely sit him for the rest of the game. We don't need him to be hurt long-term. Nice little dump off. And they're going to get a whole first down and then some to the 3-yard line. Injury report. I don't know why they would have Uman Mielen in there, but sure. And from the 4 again. Oh, I thought it was going to be a drag. It wasn't. Stroud tries to run, and unlike Watson a week ago, he will be stopped short. And there goes a huge sack up the middle. Trevin Wallace comes back into the game. Says, hey, I'm healthy. I'm fine. Gets the sack on C.J. Stroud, and we actually get a stop. That is a man with a lot of athleticism. Trevor Etienne on the return. See if that family tie is going to make him turn into something. All I'm saying is, where is my talented bloodline? It don't exist. Got some run with Bryce, and there's just nobody to throw to, and we take the sack. I thought Will Anderson was pretty much being nice to us there, and we still take the sack there. He kind of like barely even threw effort at us. A nice throw by Bryce on that one, and maybe give us a chance. We get about half of it on that look. Let's get a straight-up block, not a block and release from Brooks. Might throw this in quickly to Tetairoa. He probably did have it. Inside, it's a really good throw, and a great catch by Leggett. 4th and 2, I mean, I think you have no choice. If you can turn a 2nd and 23 into a 4th and 2, I think your offense is onto something. Got to keep him out there. And again, to Leggett, who made a really big play there on 3rd down, gets the first down on 4th and 2. We might have had Chuba Hubbard for a touchdown, but when it's 4th down, I don't care what is open. Unless it is wide open, you know, you got to just take what you can get. And there goes Jonathan Brooks for a gain of 8. Chuba Hubbard on the inside zone, gets blasted, recovered by Bryce Young, but another failed run is going to set this up with another 4th and 2. Got ourselves a little swing, sort of fake out. It's a tough throw, and wow, what a catch by Tetairoa. A little behind him, makes the play. Is he going to hit it? And unfortunately, just a little off target to the wide open Leggett. Right, get Chuba Hubbard back in there after this snap, and Brooks just gets swallowed up. Is that Christian Wilkins? I can't tell. He's shaking his head. I think he's answering us. I think he's like, yeah, it is. It's me. And we were not wrong. It was actually, in fact, him. Pretty damn good drive, but there's been a couple of moments here on 3rd down, 2nd and 3rd down, that have really kind of set us backwards as Chuba Hubbard gets a screen pass, gets hammered to the 40, I just want to know that if we need to kick a 57-yard field goal, we can. This is really tough. And that's pretty damn good. Going to get a late hit on the kicker, too. This drive is extending, but wow, I feel bad for the kicker because he just nailed it from 57 yards out after a pretty damn rough training camp. Fortunately, that's not going to count. Not that it really matters as preseason goes away anyways, but still. And there goes Chuba Hubbard. Chuba Hubbard making people miss. Gains 11. All right, got the sharp outs. Let's see if we can hit one. Oh, my word. That is a talented old dinosaur. Touchdown, Adam Thielen. We got to take a look at his back. They've got to show it. The Chipmunk Man himself. Show the route, too. I don't ask for much. They're not going to show the route, are they? I mean, you see what the corner, that corner that's there to the right, that's the guy that's covering him. I'll show you one more time. This was unfortunate. Who is he actually going against here? The safety, who actually isn't even terrible. Look at this. I mean, he's just, his hips, his ankles, they can't handle that. That is unbelievable. And with an interception, the team on 3rd and 8, I should have been in there on 3rd and 8, to be fair, does fail. They get a field goal, though. We're having a pretty good start to our preseason. Underneath, got someone dropped. They just have so much time to throw, and yeah, there is nobody there. There is nobody there at all the way to the 11-yard line. Going to finish this drive as they are in scoring position. Oh my god, that's fast. Not that it matters. They throw it over the middle to Tank Dell, who's apparently playing. I did not expect him to be healthy, and yet here he is. What a recovery. 3rd and 10 for the second team offense. Chuba Hubbard again, just like last preseason game, in for the rest of this. It's a tough throw, and wow, what a catch. Did he catch that? Jalen Coker. What a catch. I mean, he was hovering. That is impressive. And 2 plays later, Chuba Hubbard takes one for 32. This guy is special. They actually will give us a chance to hike this. I don't think you run the curl over there, but on the right side, Hunter Renfrow, you probably can get away with it. And that is a wide open slant. Horn has a chance to score. Juke inside, gets the juke, fighting to the 1. What a play. Jimmy Horn. And they will punch it in with Chuba Hubbard, who is, I mean, he's in full season swing here. 3rd and inches, you can't really stop that consistently. 3rd and 6, however, you can. Davis Mills, remember when he had a chance? Oh, Lord, Bartholomew. Pretty damn good coverage. Had a chance to catch it, though. Trevin Wallace going against, is that a wide receiver? Try to swat it, and we get the rush. Sack, turnover on downs. And the offense is moving pretty well. I'm going to let them run this out. They actually missed the field goal. Oh, wow. We actually leave the door open here. 4th and 8, final play of the game. And I feel like you probably just protect the end zone here. Oh, especially when the clock's running. We win the game. Again, 2-0 in preseason. I'm really hoping we lose this next one. I do not want to be a part of that history. I'll tell you that much. Already got that points allowed record. Let's not be the 3rd team to do the whole win every game, lose every game. Taking a look at the stats, though. Of course, not as good of a performance from Bryce Young, but still a good one nonetheless. Chuba Hubbard, again, full season swing. He is going to be special. Stay healthy, my dude. Probably just rest him for this final preseason game because he has been very much so involved in the first 2 games. Scored with the sack, and then, of course, a missed field goal that actually left the door open for the Texans. Thankfully, they did not walk through it. And then we have Ikam Akwanu with an upgrade. Going to be a guy that also is going to get paid a lot of money on this offensive line. This offensive line's not cheap. Pass block finesse, we will upgrade it. He's a little younger, so obviously this is a guy that you can definitely work on some of the stuff he's weak at, which that upgrade will put him at 70 for pass block finesse. We'll take it. Now heading on to the final preseason game, getting a little taste of Aaron Rodgers, which I don't think you want that. You would be high off your ass. Level up, level 4. What do we actually get from that? We do need to get 2 more of 2 sacks to get the upgrade to Nickel Mug play sheet, I believe, right? Because we already have that. I'm pretty sure that's the one we have active, right? These are the active ones. New ability! And then all the way up to 4, you get under pressure, throw mid, throw deep, which I'm not sure how long that's active for. If that's like just something you can keep on all season long, that would be A little cheese. Oh, Zach Charbonnet, actually, a trade piece. Go on. You actually look like his face said that, too. That's all very interesting. I didn't know how you had such a big impact on this team. Bro, we are constantly crapping on this guy. First we say, so why should we keep paying you? And now we say, wow, I didn't know you actually did anything. I thought you were just collecting a paycheck. I guess I'm sort of wrong. What do you want to know? So what we can do? What role are you most interested in performing? I think I go injury prevention, right? Let's work on preventing injuries from even occurring. That's sounds smart in my book. Really glad to have you and your team here. Appreciate you taking the time out. Hell yeah, brother. All right, weekly strategy. Can we put that on now? Where is it? All right, so for our wear and tear, we do have a couple of options. We have the reduce the benchmark player for a player to probable by 7%. So if they're kind of weak with the wear and tear, you can lower that. I do get trying to upgrade that, but at the same time, I really do want to get this. Game Shield is crazy good. And then I would say Impact Guard as well. Damage taken during games and then Impact. So you kind of get like a little bit of both where it's like, okay, you're going to have lesser chance to get hurt or wear and tear. And then when you do get wear and tear, it's not as bad. You probably do change this a little bit. Oh, man, Practice Protector is good, though. Prevent injuries. I think you got to do that one. I know we just literally learned about the other one, but I think you have no choice, right? Also, how the hell do I get to my lineup? I want to change our lineup. How do I do that? And for our only upgrade of the preseason 3, it's going to be Mr. Bryce Young, keeping that scheme fit going if we can. 77 overall now, is fresh out of XP, to be fair. Gets a couple of upgrades. He is looking good. It's just, if you can't upgrade that throw power, it is going to be something we're going to be battling with tremendously. As far as his actual QB rank goes, he is the 20th ranked quarterback right now, putting him in the top 14% of quarterback, which is not really saying much because that's for all QBs, even the backups. And here we are entering the final game of preseason in the rain. If there's a lightning strike, this thing's getting called off. Damn, Greg Olson's out here still in that suit while it's raining. He's going to get electrocuted. Greg, stand away from that. It's made of metal. No, don't keep pounding. Leave. Save yourself. And there is that man, Aaron Rodgers, entering his 4,000th NFL season. Here he is, out on the field. What an honor, Mr. Rodgers. Please, sign my coat. Rain's coming down. Of all the games for him to play in, though, the rain. I mean, we're not even starting Bryce. It's so bad. I don't trust this. Oh, we just got tricked. Oh, Lord. Here goes Aaron Rodgers with a nonchalant throw to DK Metcalf, another brand new acquired talent for this Steelers team. Got to say, though, a little crazy that they go and, they had a pretty damn good wide receiver duo for a slight moment and then just blew it up by trading off George Pickens, which look at Mr. Jalen Warren go. Second down and 11. Not a bad play there. Bringing the blitz. Deep out. Nope, they're going to throw it underneath, and I think that's Calvin Austin missing the catch. Rodgers, he's kind of struggled to read the field a little bit lately in his older years, so we're going to keep blitzing him here on 3rd and 11. Give us a chance to test out the blitzes as well, and that's going to be intercepted. Derek Barnes, Chris Barnes, I should say, his former teammate. Unbelievable. And there he goes, intercepting Aaron Rodgers. That is obviously going to be all over social media. That's not good for him. What a jump, by the way. The leap of a champion. All right, Andy Dalton and the league of backups for the most part. Not all of them, but some of a decent bit of them. Going to come out here. This will be pretty good coverage. That's a pretty good throw, and wow, what a catch. Injury timeout for TJ Watt now. The Steelers are imploding before the season even starts. Again, we're not aiming for a loss, but I really hope we lose this game. I do not want to be a part of that list. As Leggett actually had a chance. Nice recovery. I don't even know if that was a legit fumble. Leggett had a chance to block that thing off for a touchdown. Cross flood, which if it continues to rain any longer, we're going to see one on the field. Zig for Horn. Not really anyone open. Leggett wide open. A dot by Dalton and a touchdown for Leggett. This offense is firing on all cylinders here in the preseason. Really not much open. The blocking actually pretty good. Dalton just about getting that throw off. TJ Watt not giving a damn. He's got all the money for the freaking fines that anyone can hand him. It is funny though, like Highsmith chill. I think it's Highsmith. Highsmith chill is like, oh, wait a minute, it'll be a late hit. TJ's like, don't worry about it. 3rd and 4. Derek Brown trying to get a piece. And a very high throw. Great catch by Calvin Austin, the small man himself. Also breaking a tackle and getting that first down to the 22. Barnes already got 1 interception. See if he can get a second. Over the middle. Oh, I thought he was going to take it. Rodgers in trouble. We blow it up, and they don't get much to Muth. Gain of 4. That'll be a field goal. And they're in the field on 3rd and 6 now. I got to say, Chris Barnes kind of emerging a little bit as a potential threat. And that's not great coverage, or it is great coverage. Derek Harmon catches Andy Dalton. That's Bryce Young. We definitely buy a little more time, so unfortunate that Andy Dalton was on the play there. But you can't win them all. Here we are at the 4 defensively. A touchdown would give the Steelers the lead. And Rodgers trying to show off some speed. Can't do it, and almost recovered on the fumble. That man, no one really talks about it, has had a lot of fumbles in his career. I don't know what that gesture was by Iman Mielen, but I am a little sussed out. He was definitely eating something. Not sure what, but something. Let's get Trevor Etienne in next play. Not that we're even going to be out here probably. And we're in trouble again, and we just dump it off. That habit's going to always follow us, just dropping back too hard. Could be something here. Oh, he's going to take a shot and almost caught by DK Metcalf. I don't know what that throw was by Rodgers. And it's good. Yeah, I don't know if it's good, but it's good. And it's slightly underpowered. Maybe a little bit too much accuracy to the left side, but it had a chance. 55, 56. A little bit safer. Unfortunately, almost just grazing the rim. Pause. And the Steelers do find themselves in field goal range themselves. Trying to block the kick. Free rush after the kicker. I don't know if that was just intended to load up the other side, but we actually almost had a chance there. We are now down 2 entering the second half. 3rd and 10 now in the second half. Team found themselves in a bad spot. Tight end, it's going to be overthrown, actually. Maybe for good cause, as Jalen Ramsey was all over that one. We had a hell of a start against that Steelers defense, and they have absolutely turned that around. 3rd and 3 now. Man coverage, screen pass. We're over there with Smith-Wade. We bring him down, a loss of 5. And again, going to get an idea of these kick returners. Trevor Etienne. I really did like Blackshear, so see what Etienne can get up to. A little bit of a shorter punt, it seems. And Etienne, I mean, nice little cut. Not really much to work with. All right, a 3rd and 5 now from the 27-yard line. Field goal range is obviously here. Horn. Tough catch, drops it. We do hit the field goal, though, as with a 1-point lead, we will be heading out onto the defense. 3rd and 2. Derek Brown doesn't get there, barely. Warren getting that first down. Still out here on defense. 3rd and 6 now. They still got Rodgers out there. Like, Rodgers needs a win, dude. We're 0-2. We might go 0-17. This is our chance. And they're going to take a shot. This could be picked off, and it will be. Evans on the interception, currently sitting as our corner 4, if I'm not mistaken. And there was a little bit something there with him and the Vikings. You got a couple of former Vikings on this team that have shown a little something. That Caleb Evans interception setting us up. Offense trying to stay out on the field. 3rd and 2 now. Etienne gets blown up on the play by Keanu Benton. It looked like it was so deadly of a hit they had to blur it out. They're like, you can't see that, dude. Just like Japanese popcorn ads. Tastes too good, it's deadly. Windman. All right. Sounds like a weather forecaster, meteorologist, if you will. Free rush on the sack. Of course, no more Aaron Rodgers. Probably means no more chance for the Steelers to win. 3rd and 7. Massive opportunity here for the Steelers with Mason Rudolph. Windman. No, it's going to be a curl route and picked off by Smith-Wade. Going back the other way. Will anyone catch him? They will not. And we're going to go 3-0 in preseason. thus dooming us for the regular season. What a defensive performance in this one. Of course, the offense, a lot to be desired. Zig, we're on that. Another just shot play and knocked way out of bounds. And now trying to actually earn this conversion here. Pretty good route on the outside. Coker, left foot was close. Was he in? They're going to give him credit, and they will not challenge it or review it. The Panthers have won. We're 3-0 to start. Well, I mean, say start, but finish preseason. Unless we're putting Adam Thielen in the slot, which I don't think you are. I do like Jalen Coker a little more for that slot role. And yes, Rodgers did throw that interception, but he was accurate overall. ETN 12 for 15. That's tough. Brooks 6 for 26. Of course, we rested Chuba Hubbard. The man was playing a lot in preseason, so keep him out of the action today. And a couple of interceptions for the defense. Had their way with them. Missed a 57-yard field goal, but it was close. And speaking of Leggett, we actually have an upgrade for him here, as we are going to go with Playmaker. That used to be kind of the way to go. And it still seems to be pretty damn good if you ask me. Also, we do have a injury here. J.C. Horn is out for 2 to 4 weeks. I don't know when that happened, but we're going to be starting the regular season out a bit weaker. But thankfully, we do get 2 weeks. You get that preseason bye week. So could, in theory, be back, but I would imagine it's going to be closer to 3 to 4 than a 2 to 3. So we'll see what happens there. But of course, that is going to be it for episode 1 of our Carolina Panthers franchise. Starting off strong in preseason with 3-0, but that, of course, is still, at the end of the day, preseason. A lot to still clean up. A lot to be hopeful for, but a lot to be worried for at the same time. Again, if you guys end up enjoying this video and you want to see episode 2 tomorrow, leave a like on the video, hit that 500 likes, and we will do that. I think you guys will absolutely kill that. Again, subscribe if you're new. Hit the bell notification to be notified when uploads are dropped. Follow me on Twitter, Jeromepkr, second channel PK Plays or not Madden content. And then let me know if there's anything you want changed, added. Hell, something as small as, hey, you should trade for this guy. Let me know in the comment section below. I'm not going to do any pre-recording or anything like that. We're going to keep it all, game to game. So any little thing, especially if it's a mistake on my part, I'm forgetting something or not doing something, you guys can update me, correct me, whatever, and suggest things live so we can, have this series as accurate and close to when it's uploaded as possible. Another thing is I've been thinking about changing some of the devs around the league. Let me know what you think of that. I'm thinking Caleb should be a superstar. I'm thinking even Xavier Leggett should be normal devs. So let me know what you guys think about that. Should we do that? Should we not? Regardless of the point, really appreciate you guys watching this, and hopefully you'll join us on the rest of this journey. And yeah, 500 likes, episode 2 tomorrow. Regardless, thanks for watching. Hopefully you guys come back for next video. But until next video, see ya. And then, of course, as always, shout out to the members of the channel. Appreciate you guys a ton. A little while since we've done a shout out. Of course, if you're not already a member thinking about becoming one, click the plus button on the subscribe button to become a member. There's all the details in there. It's so weird how they changed it now. But check that out. We do a monthly members only rebuild, which is, of course, coming up soon enough. There's member only badges next to your name. And then, of course, some non-rebuild members videos here and there as well. Regardless, remember or not, appreciate y'all for watching, and